So you're looking for the best ice persona in Persona 5 Strikers. And if you plan on playing on Merciless slash risky difficulty, whatever it is you want to call it, then having this persona is vital to taking out anyone weak to ice or just taking out standard mobs, all the while making sure you aren't exhausting your SP. So who is this persona? Well, I believe the best ice persona is Black Frost, and the build you are seeing on here is, in my opinion, the best Black Frost build out there, and this build is also transferable. So if you like the traits that this Black Frost has, there is a way to carry it to other future persona, but I'll get to that later. Before we break down the fusion path, I just want to break down which moves are the ones he learns on his own, and which ones he will need to acquire from fusions, as well as give you guys some reasons as to why I picked what I picked. So, what does Mr. Frost learn innately? Well, first, Diamond Dust is easily the strongest ice skill in the game and is exclusive to him. Ailment Boost is pretty helpful as you'll be freezing opponents often, not to mention he can also cast Evil Smile with one of his combo skills so he can cause fear without wasting a skill slot or SP. Null Nuke is really amazing as this skill is the only skill in the game that nullifies an element, as opposed to just status ailments, and this is exclusive to him as well. Lastly, he does learn Soul Thief, which is actually another very vital skill as he will constantly be freezing his opponents with Diamond Dust, and if you use this while mobbing, you'll be freezing each fodder, giving you more SP. And this is not even including the bond skill Spirit Striker, allowing you to gain even more SP with follow-up attacks. Now with solo bosses, this might not be as effective, but gaining some sort of SP back is still better than none. I could go on even more in depth of how to abuse this trait even outside of Black Frost, but I'll save that for another time. Just know for now, these 4 skills are busted. Now as far as what you must acquire from the fusion path, Ice Boost and Ice Amp, well, are pretty self-explanatory, they just give you an increase in ice damage. Spellmaster is pretty vital as this will let you cast Diamond Dust to your heart's content, and as always, conserving SP is an absolute crutch in this game. Lastly, Freeze Boost because why not? Increase those odds of landing freezes to an insane degree, and this can be even further added upon with the bond skill Tactical Arts, and not to mention you also have Ailment Boost, but I digress. Now that you know what you're looking for, both on Black Frost himself and his counterparts, let's get into the fusion path. So in game, the ingredients are level 45 Jack-o'-lantern, a level 45 Jack Frost, and a level 68 King Frost. And quick disclaimer, if you're missing some of these persona, mainly King Frost in this scenario, make sure to complete all the Venza requests, specifically those powerful shadow requests, and they should unlock for you afterwards. To start, just summon a Jack Frost and get him to level 45 to acquire Ice Boost innately. He also gets Freeze Boost, but so does King's Frost, so it's not that big a deal, just make sure one of the two has it. Next, obtain a King Frost and get him to level 68. I know that you only need 65 for the fusion, but Ice Amp is learned at level 68, therefore, just get him there. Now here is the complicated part. In order to attain Spellmaster, you must have Alice, and then transfer that over to a McCoy. So if you don't know how to build an Alice or you want to build an OP insta-kill persona, go check out my other video in the description below as that will explain everything you need to know about how to obtain Spellmaster and come back once you're able to make this base McCoy. So our goal is to get this McCoy to transfer its Spellmaster trait to a Jack-o'-lantern. While I'm unsure if this is the easiest and cheapest route, this is just the route I found that worked and I took to get there. So to start, you need to take a McCoy and fuse it into a Silky, then take that Silky, fuse it into a Bicorn, then take that Bicorn, then fuse that into a Pixie, lastly take that Pixie and fuse it into a Jack-o'-lantern, all while making sure that you have Spellmaster carried over from fusion to fusion. Keep in mind, I didn't really mention what the other fusion ingredients are, and that is because so long as you have the right personas in your compendium unlocked, and assuming you are attempting Black Frost, you are far enough into the game to sustain these fusions, so just having one of these ingredients will let you fuse whatever you want. With that being said, once you have all 3 final ingredients and each are at their appropriate levels, you can now acquire what I like to call the God Frost. Now that you have a stacked Black Frost, how do you transfer, say, Ailment Boost or Null Nuke, or even making a new Spellmaster based persona? Well, there are 4 options to fuse the Black Frost into: Arsene, Hypixie, Legion, and Bugs. Personally, I would go with Arsene or Hypixie as those are usually at the bottom for fusions, and they will have leeway to find a fusion route into whichever persona you so choose in the future, but again, that's up to your discretion. That being said, now you can go demolish that Dire Shadow in Sendai Jail with ease. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll leave you all with his combo showcase.